Liberty men's soccer cranks up Big South play this weekend down at Winthrop. Before we talk about the Eagles, Coach, let's talk about the Howard Bison back on Tuesday. You bounced back after a gut-wrenching loss on Saturday. So what was it like to kind of get that residue out and get back on the winning side on Tuesday?
Oh, very proud of our guys. You know, we talked about it before the Howard game. We had our praise and worship talk from Matthew 7:24, and we talked about the wise builder who built his house on the rock as opposed to the unwise guy, the foolish man who built his house on the sand, and the wind and the rains came and it collapsed, and the collapse was great. And we talked about our foundation, where our rock, our foundation being built on Jesus Christ, and not letting the storms of life, the storms of the season affect us one way or another. And so we were disappointed with the Davidson result because we didn't close that game out like we felt we should have. They end up getting a late goal to beat us, but we talked about, hey, that's okay. It's a setback. We'll learn from that setback, and now can we go out against Howard, execute a game plan? Can we find some goals, and can we find a shutout? You know, it was very important for us to get a shutout that game because we had given up a couple goals that we felt we shouldn't have given up at Davidson, and I was very proud of our resolve. You know, the first half, a little bit sluggish, which we knew, like you talked about, the residue from the game before, mentally and physically, we had to kind of get that half out of our system, but in the second half we were very good, very dynamic. Sachin Wilson scored two fantastic goals. You know, Jamie Foxwell had a great goal. Giovanni Chavez slipped through because we wanted to get an early goal and try and catch them before they really got off the bus, and Giovanni Chavez got a ball from Jamie Foxwell, scored a great goal early on, and we felt that was important for us in order to get a result.
Jeff, getting your take on the Davidson game on Saturday, so many ebbs and flows to that game, and it just shows you how small margin of error there is in the game of soccer. Am I right when I say that?
Oh, you're absolutely right. And I told the boys, there's a razor-thin line when you're playing a top 25 team of getting a result and not getting a result. And we made two mistakes that we felt we could have cleaned up. And on the flip side, we were up 1-0, and we felt we could have been up 2-0. We had a couple chances to get the second goal and hopefully break their will, break their back, and we didn't. And then Davidson capitalized on a couple mistakes that we made, and fair dues to them. They've got a great program. You know, last night they went up to number 2 UVA, and not many people go into UVA and win, and they beat UVA 2-1. So that was quite a road trip for them to come to Liberty and win 2-1 and go to UVA to win 2-1. But we told the boys at this level it's just razor thin, and so we've got to minimize a couple mistakes here, and then we got to capitalize on a couple mistakes that we should have capitalized on, and I think that result's different. But I also think, like we told the boys, you know, we want to live and again, the windshield. Don't be living in the rearview mirror, but we want to use those games and past experiences to learn from, to grow, to get better. And we looked at the film, and our guys were very disappointed. Then when our guys found out of Davidson's result last night, they were really disappointed because they're like, man, we had a chance. But it was a good learning experience, great learning experience. And for us, you know, we're going to see a team, you know, now Winthrop, who's, you know, very dynamic, who's one of the top goal-scoring teams in the country. And so now we've got to flush those other games and say, okay, we've learned from those. Now conference, it's on, and this is what matters.
Jeff, you've outscored your opponents 19-7. How dynamic is this offense right now?
Well, we feel we can beat you in a lot of ways, and we can score in a lot of ways, and it's not just one guys. I think it's 8, 9, 10 guys now who are getting goals, who are getting assists, and so we feel in the past we've been relying on one or two guys, but now we can get goals from multiple positions and from multiple players, and that's important. You know, moving forward, you're going to have to find ways to beat people in different ways, and so with us, our depth and our collective group going forward is very dynamic and very dangerous.
Before we let you go, give us a quick scout on Winthrop and what you might see on Saturday.
Well, I think right now they're the #1 scoring team in the country, and so they're very good going forward. I think they've got a good complement of American players and international guys. I think they've got 12 international players from all over the world, and so they're going to be good going forward, very dangerous in multiple positions, but it's going to be a good test for us, you know, because we got them last year, they beat us the year before, and so we've got a great friendship with Coach Posipenko and Coach Dan, his assistant down there. We've got a great rivalry with these guys, and so now, you know, for us, we got to execute a game plan. We've got to hopefully slow them down a little bit and disrupt what they do, and then now it's up to us to, you know, conference play is finding ways to get results, and we talked to the guys today. Doesn't matter what it looks like. It can be as ugly as a game as we've seen all year, but can we be one better than them at the end of the day?
Enjoy the update. Have a great time Saturday.
All right, thanks, Alan.
That's head soccer coach Jeff Alden. We're now joined by Giovanni Chavez out of Longmont, Colorado. Now, that's a long way from Lynchburg, Virginia, Giovanni. How did you get here? I'm not talking bus or plane, but tell us the recruiting process.
Well, I actually knew AJ before when I was in high school. AJ, the assistant coach, a friend of ours, a family friend of ours, played here. Rafa Maya Jr. He was a player here a couple of years ago. He actually told me about Liberty, and his dad actually got me involved with the recruiting process. And so that kind of opened up some doors here, and I was able to get in contact with Coach Alder and Coach AJ. And and then so I ended up coming here and deciding to come here. Yes.
What are you studying?
Right now I'm kind of undecided, but I'm looking more at criminal justice, that side of it, and if not business. But I'm still kind of back and forth from those two. So.
Scored a couple of goals so far this year. Tell us about the first one, what that felt like to get your first collegiate soccer goal.
Oh, I mean, it was incredible. I came off an injury the week before, a couple weeks before I had gone cleared, and so I was just hungry to get on the field and get an opportunity to play. And the fact that I was able to score my first game back, like my first full game back, it was amazing. And words can't explain once I put the ball in the net, like the feeling I got, especially with the crowd we had that night, and just the environment. Everything was just awesome about it. So,
Giovanni, there's a lot of players that have scored a lot of goals. You're outscoring your opponents 19-7, but it's not just been one person. How versatile is this team?
Oh, we're unbelievably versatile. Even from our backs to our forwards, everyone's putting in goals now, and everyone has that attacking mentality, which I think is what every soccer team needs, and they need to teach their backs and their midfielders and forwards as well to get forward and want to be hungry in front of the goal and want to score goals. So I think it's big that basically all our backs now have goals, because that shows that we can win balls in the air, we can score goals off of corners or off of free kicks, as well as putting them away up top and in the midfield. So.
You guys came back Tuesday with a big win over Howard. Coach Alder just talked to us about the Davidson game and how bitter of a taste that left you guys after that game on Saturday. So when you have a difficult game like that, then bounce back with a big win, how important is that to do game to game?
I think it's really important, especially after. I mean, we all were bummed, especially after the Davidson game. We thought we had it, and we just fell a little bit short. I think it gives us a confidence booster, getting a 4-0 win, and we're able to move on from now. But I think the day after the Davidson game, we all realized we have to grind out the hours and get everything done and be prepared for the next game, just so we can get the wins and we can continue the progress that we had before the Davidson game and just keep working hard. So,
start conference play coming up this weekend at Winthrop. What have some of the veterans told the younger guys about what conference play is all about here in the Big South?
Oh, they say it's a big deal. Every game is honestly a mystery. Like they don't. A couple games last year, they were up a goal or they were down a goal, and there's goals being put away in the last minutes of games. And so I think it's all over the place and it's intense. I think the intensity of it will be incredible, and that we'll just have to step up to it. The younger guys are definitely nervous and anxious, as well as pumped to get to conference play, and I think it'll be a great experience. So.
Well, Giovanni, you made it through your first interview with us. You're not even sweating. Hey. Nervous at all?
Kinda. I've had a couple before, so this isn't my first interview, but yeah, it's my first Liberty interview, and I mean it was kind of nerve-wracking. I didn't know I was gonna be giving an interview today. So.
Well, you passed the test. Congratulations. Have a great time down at Winthrop on Saturday. Stay put before we say goodbye, and good luck to you the rest of the season.
Okay, thank you.
That's Giovanni Chavez, freshman out of Longmont, Colorado. I'm Alan York for Liberty Flame Sports Network.